Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, this is gonna be a little cluster right now because this was scheduled to be our interview with Matt Quay, which my man Dennis there was gonna have that one-on-one talking with him to see what's going on in the world of professional wrestling of the American Hammer. But unfortunately, we are having technical difficulties. So this will not be episode this, episode that, da da da. We just want to fill everybody in what's going on. So we will be trying to get Matt Quay rescheduled due to the issues going on. However, Dennis has some news for yous out there of what's going on with Mr. Reaper himself. Dennis.
Man, I got put on the spot like that.
Well,
Man.
well, we figure let's knock it out the park right away. Let's get all the stuff out there in the open for everyone to hear right away. So if they can jump onto and start plugging away for you as well.
Absolutely. So tonight was going to be my last interview show with the Thursday Night Slams and Breakfast and Body Slams crew. But because of technical difficulties, we're going to push this off to a different day and show to most likely filming live on Saturday from New Jersey with Matt Quay, because I know he's at a show. So we'll try to recoup this on Saturday with him. But a new show is coming to Dead Very Sports Podcast. It's going to be called Powerline Wrestling Podcast. So Chio and them have a little bit of competition with the Bearded Raven yourself.
Why are you going to do that to us?
But it's not real competition. It's more the brotherly love with all of us. As much as I enjoy being on here with everybody, we all have different ideas and things. And there's some shows I can't make for them, unfortunately, due to parenting conflicts. And my personal life. My personal life, I have a job, I have a business, so I can't always be on the show due to that, running my own shindig besides Monday through Fridays. So the Powerline Wrestling Podcast, we're going to kick that off legit headstrong WrestleMania weekend. I'm going to do a pre-show. We're going to go live before NXT, and then after NXT, we're going to go live again and get everybody's thoughts on what they thought about the NXT pay-per-view of WrestleMania weekend. Then we're going to go before WrestleMania night 1 and then go after WrestleMania night 1. And then again on Sunday for night 2. So all WrestleMania weekend, I'm going to be talking wrestling. I know ROH is going to be doing a pay-per-view that weekend as well, so I'm going to touch base with that. I know New Japan Pro Wrestling is absolutely going to burn the house down for the lineup that I'm hearing they have going on, and I am ecstatic about it. I know Impact Wrestling is going to be live down there as well. So literally, we have wrestling all week down during WrestleMania weekend in Dallas, Texas. And then we have the Hall of Fame ceremony, which, without a doubt, one of the greatest performers who ever graced the wrestling ring, The Undertaker, finally gets his well-due deserved spot in the WWE Hall of Fame. And he deserves to be in everybody's Hall of Fame in wrestling. So we might even do a special 20-minute show for the Taker.
And that's happening, Friday night after SmackDown, I believe, or something like that.
See, so I haven't even seen the lineup hasn't even really been out yet. Like the only lineup we all know is Saturday and Sunday.
Well,
now that we know they're doing this from 6 to 8 is the pre-show.
Well, as far as the Hall of Fame goes, they said it's going to be happening the same day as SmackDown's going on.
Yeah, so it's either going to go and that's going to be a bummer too. Like you can't doing a live event and then doing the Hall of Fame is going to hurt because
you're going to have all that live crowd already there.
Thing.
Yeah,
you should honestly. I think the Hall of Fame should be during the day on Saturday. Since they canceled access, okay? There's no more fan access. You're doing the Superstore. No offense, congratulations. The biggest thing about WrestleMania weekend, we can all agree, is fan access. The wrestlers meet their fans. They get to sign autographs. Fans get to see all this memorabilia like I got to in Toronto. You can't miss that opportunity. I get it. There's still a whole COVID protocol stuff. They got to do that. So, unfortunately, access is done. So, why not do the Hall of Fame Saturday at noon? Saturday at noon from 12 to 4, you do the WWE Hall of Fame, and then you go right to WrestleMania night 1. You kick the pre-show off at 6 o'clock, but they're letting the fans in, I believe, at like 3. So they're going to give the fans 2 hours to get into the building. So they could have did the Hall of Fame Saturday during the day. I think would have been a better option in my opinion. Or they do the Hall of Fame Thursday night.
Yeah,
and then don't do NXT. I don't know.
Whatever they decide to do on the grand scale of everything, they just basically just taking the whole weekend away from everyone else. Even though there's other shows being produced during WrestleMania weekend across the U.S. and everywhere, because that's what it's been doing for the last, I don't know how many years since WrestleMania started to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it's great that you're doing that there, all that coverage of WrestleMania weekend, because there's a lot of stuff where we're busy and we can't touch upon. So that's why it's awesome that Power Line is coming, because then it's going to be a lot more shows to cover more things, stuff that we can't cover, Dennis can cover. So that's perfect.
Look, I'm going to give you the rundown on WrestleMania weekend starting Thursday, the 31st. You have Lucha Libre Worldwide. You have Mark Hickok Memorial Super Show. You have Ricky Dice's Tribute in Paradise. You have Lone Star Shootout. You have Impact 20 multiverse of matches live April 1st. You have the USA versus the world. And that's just that. That's not even anything else. That's WrestleCon weekend. That's one. Let's see. The 31st has 2 shows. April 1st has 1, 2, 3 shows. The 2nd has 1. And they're still adding shows. That's not even half the stuff.
And I know I'll be down in Ridgefield Park on the Saturday, because it's the debut of Guts and Glory. So I'll be over there. So I wouldn't be able to watch WrestleMania because they're, like I said, running a show during WrestleMania weekend. And also that Thursday, right before WrestleMania, here on Thursday Night Slam, we are going to have former WWE referee Jimmy Corderas, and we're going to be giving our predictions about what we might and might not see during WrestleMania. And we have a whole host of other shows that's coming up, guests following that. The following Thursday April 7th. Yeah, we're going to have legendary indie from the Northeast, and he also competed with companies like Ring of Honor and WWE and of sort others. Slick Wagner Brown will be here in the house as well. So we're just hitting it across the board with a bunch of wrestling between us here at By Slams. Powerline coming out the gates, full steam ahead. Yep. Just like the rest of the guys on Devereaux, they have all their podcast teams covering all sorts of sports. If one doesn't cover it, the other ones will. And that's the same thing what's going on with us. Like I said, there's some stuff he might not be able to get to, we might be able to get to, and vice versa. Who knows? We might get to do some pre-stuff, he'll get post stuff, or vice versa. Same thing. It doesn't matter. Just tune in to check out all of our shows. Like, share, comment, subscribe to Powerline. You have to. Is there?
Well, I still got to get the page up and running.
Okay,
I got to get the logo first before everything's dropped. But if anybody understands what the name Powerline's from, you're a nerd, and I love you. Just saying, it is definitely it's a nerd thing. And it was on my T-shirt last night. It took me like 2 hours to come up with a new name. Because, like you said, we were teasing the Reap the Future with Dennis Reaper coming here, but that's its own separate thing, and I didn't want to take away from that and on here. But with the whole Powerline Wrestling podcast, the thing is, there's going to be some live shows, and then there's going to be a lot of taped shows. Some of them are going to be 15, 20 minutes long. Some of them could be an hour long. It's going to be whenever I could be literally driving my work truck and literally record and do a podcast and post it.
And that's so awesome, because we love the mobile. We love doing the mobile stuff whenever we can.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
There's a bunch of new things coming with that as well, where with locations and backdrops and things like that. But but yeah, dude, it was kind of one of those like, you know what, think we're gonna bring the show on here. Me and Pat been teasing it with each other in phone calls with each other for like now 2 months, and I was like, you know what, screw it, let's pull it for WrestleMania weekend. But who knows? I still pop in, on Sundays with Breakfast and Body Slam, and
you are more than welcome to join us whenever you're free.
It's like I know some people feel like, oh, I'm leaving the show because like I love these guys. I don't want anybody to think different. I've known Chio for 14 years. We butt heads. We both very opinionated people. Let's just say it that way. We're both stubborn.
I see a head at the bottom of the screen.
I do. Papa Reaper's popping in here.
Well, no,
he's going to bed.
Not in the comments section. I see the comments are rolling in though, but I see our man Quay popped in just now.
Oh, look at that.
Let's see if we can get him on and see if you mentioned about Saturday. See if we just want to if he wants to reschedule Saturday.
Absolutely.
And then that way everything will be pre-recorded, and then people can
we could do live in person.
Well, like I said, if I'm not here or whatever.
Well, I can still do it. I'll have this, so it's not like I can't do it. So we'll figure it out.
But what I'm up, he disappeared again. He's like disappeared. So yeah, we'll definitely figure it out. One way or another. Technical difficulties never fails.
No.
Hey, yeah. Back to what you were saying with the chat room. You know what?
Look, we got Dave.
Let's go through. We got Papa Reaper.
We got Papa Reaper.
Definitely. Yeah. Our man Dave. He's always chiming in.
We got
this guy Joe. This guy Joe. Joe, I'll be over Saturday.
We both will be over Saturday because I got to help him with his promo work.
I'm thinking like, I don't know, maybe lunchtime or something. I don't know.
Hey, I like food. Let's do food. I'm down.
My man Alan from off of Twitch. He's a gamer.
All right. So all right, Joe.
Yeah, he's a gamer. He plays, I think, Fortnite and stuff. So yeah. So people look forward to Powerline coming out. Stay tuned. You will definitely hear when the page or where the page you can find it.
The page should be up within a week. I actually have someone taking care of all. I have someone doing all the social media stuff. Because it's a lot of work. Like, let's be real. Like with DEF CON Pro Wrestling, I'm not saying a date, but 3 months. The paperwork has officially been signed.
I'm sorry. I keep seeing his device popping up, and it says device not connected. But it's all good.
We're not making fun of you. Listen, when you don't understand, when we first started this podcast from our own homes, we had so many technical issues between my microphone not working or my headset,
or just headset plugs in,
or the lighting didn't work, or laptops were dying. We got Paul Spencer jumping into the room. What up, Paulie D? That's his new nickname, Paulie D. Paulie D of the podcast world.
Paulie Dallas.
That's why I call him Paulie D.
Or Paulie D's.
I'm not saying nuts, but hey. But no, for real. Like, I'm gonna have someone run to the social media account. But like I did drop that hint. 3 months. Paperwork has officially been signed. DEF CON Pro Wrestling is officially back up and running. It only took, a year and a half for COVID to go away and the building to say, okay, let's go. I will say 2 locations. One's Conshohocken and one is in Oak, PA.
Okay, that's what's
up. I'm not playing games when I come out. HWO in the house. Hollywood World Order. That's what I'm talking about. That's
CM Serini.
We're just getting people to pop in, and I'm just gonna start yelling names at each other.
It's like we really don't got a show going on because our guests ain't here. But
people are in the chat room.
I'm glad to see everyone in the chat room. Hey, everyone in the chat room. You see where it says BodySlamsPodcast.com up at the top there. Go to any one of our social medias out there. I'm begging you. I'm pleading with you to like it, to follow us, to hit the notification, subscribe. We're trying to build our community bigger and bigger. And without your support, this wouldn't be happening. And please share us out with your friends. But like I said, this was supposed to be a scheduled interview tonight. But unfortunately, this is impromptu of us just giving a rundown of what's going on for the weeks to come for people to see.
Oh no, the ugly Bernard just chimed in.
Who booked this guy? Who
Not
booked
me.
this? Who
I
booked
didn't.
this? I swear to
didn't.
God, Pat.
ACPW booked that.
No, Pat. No. Keep your comments to yourself. I'm begging you, brother. I'm begging you. But
no, for real though. But no, like I'm stoked. Like not only is the podcast stuff hitting up, and I have all that lined up. I have some big interviews already lined up for
sweet.
all the shows that I don't even know how I pulled it off. But I'm gonna say this: some are WWE Hall of Famers. One of them is a former WWE ring announcer that I'm really trying to see if I can pull that one off.
Mike McGurk?
No.
Damn, I like Mike McGurk.
There was this one incident at a Hall of Fame where a gentleman's wife was inducted, and she was going to introduce her husband that was in the crowd that's also a WWE Hall of Famer. And he lives in like local here. He's a local PA guy. And I know you know who I'm talking about. I'm just not saying his name. But it's more of a time frame, and if he wants to do one. Oh dear God, Pat! It's a PG show in the comments. You sick man.
I want to say thank you to Linda. Thank you so much. We humbly appreciate it.
Here's a crazy thing about Linda. I've known Linda since I did PWU Unplugged as security at the 2300 Arena.
Okay.
So now this is more than 14 years ago.
Oh, that's going way back.
Like this is over 14 years ago that I've known her. So Linda, I appreciate you. I love you. I hope you and the family are doing good. Give the baby some loves. Tell your husband I said what's up, even though I've never met him. But he makes you happy, so he makes this guy a happy person because I see you happy. That's all I got to say about that. Make my friends sad. I hurt you. Just I'm a bad guy. But no, dude, I'm stoked. I'm gonna miss you guys. I really am. Like I said, I'm still gonna pop in on Sundays, even whether it's on here or in chat. I'm always gonna chime in.
There you go, Dennis. You got yourself a new manager, Mistress Shadow.
You gotta look. My girl, she gonna be my manager. I think.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, the new look coming around is gonna be crazy.
All right.
Serena just commented. He goes, "Cheer, you have any history at the 2300 building? Man, I wish I was a bit older or younger so I could have lived and worked at there. Man, that was the best." Yeah, it really was.
I had one particular spot that went down, and unfortunately, it was the last show the company ran. The company went out of business then. It was 3PW.
Wow.
Rebel and Matthews was working America's Most Wanted. James Storm and Chris Harris.
Yeah, holy hell.
I was a plant in the crowd.
You always are.
And me and supposedly me and Matthews was getting into verbal, and he clocks me, pulls me over the guardrail, takes me in the ring. Him and Rebel have their way with me. I get power bombed, and security escorts me out the front door. Supposedly it was supposed to be a quick angle for me and Matthews, being from like the same area. Is like, he went to one school, I went to a different school, we're two guys from different sides of the tracks. He sees me in the crowd and decides to take liberties with me. and it was supposed to escalate from there after. But unfortunately, that was the last show they had. So that went nowhere. But that's my spotlight at the 2300 ECW arena that I got to have.
Man, I remember my last time in the arena doing anything show-wise, like I said, was PWU. I was doing security for them with Johnny Cashmere and every other name under the sun. And they were like, hey, there's going to be a segment where all hell's going to break loose, and we need someone to help make sure the backboard and stretcher get out to the ring for Todd Gordon. No one told us where the stretcher was. The stretcher disappeared. So the boys, the entire roster that went out there trying to save him, decided to help pick him up and carry him out of the building like he was a dead mummy back in the Egyptian days. And I've never laughed so hard. I also got yelled at because I started getting physical with SATs. I was told, hey, you're secure. No, I love them. They weren't even mad about it. They loved the fact that I played into it. So, like, I was told, hey, you're going to be security. This is going to happen out here. Make sure you stand your ground. Okay. When I hear that, right, I'm expecting don't take shit. So, like, we're told to stop that. The main roster from the group with SATs to stop from fighting. And the SAT guy got on my face and he goes, and he says something, and I understood what it was. It was in Spanish. I'm not going to repeat what it was, but he told me to do something. I did it. So he did it back to me. And some people that didn't know that I understood what he said in Spanish were like pissed off. And they get in the locker room like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Blah, 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 blah. And then the SATs come over and go, hey, I can't believe you understood what the fuck I said to you. It's like, I used to live in Florida. I know what that means. I've heard that 1,000 times. And they go, we loved it because as soon as you did that, the place fucking erupted. And I thought it was hilarious. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. The Reaper strikes again. Yes, I did. But those were the only times I ever got to be a part of anything in the arena besides like for Underground. I've been at the Battleground shows at the arena for Icons.
The only thing I ever did anything with PWU that you mentioned was when they had the school with the
at the building at the arena.
No. When they had the other PWU school up near Kensington.
Okay.
When that's me and JoJo actually worked each other in the opening match there. So and speaking of JoJo, Linda commented that how she remembered me and JoJo over at DWF.
Remember when Bad Crew showed up at WPW? Good times. We could go on for days about that. Let's be honest. WPW, Triple WA, CPW in Scranton, CPW in Lewistown.
There's so many companies. Stories. Yeah, there's so many companies that around just this area alone, between Harrisburg, the Pottsville, Allentown, the Reading, Philly, anything that's nearby, like within driving of an hour or two, everybody had their hand in something with each other. Everybody knows each other, and even in the Delaware and Jersey area too, as well. Yeah. And same thing with Maryland too, and New York. These particular areas is a haven for everybody working pretty much the same shows all together. So like everybody knows everybody pretty much.
Yeah, no, they really. When I broke in, and Serena can vouch for this. With all those shows nearby, it was so great on Mr. Saturday Night. Good God, the miles for all those said promotions. I know, dude. My God. What was great is you had CPW Captain Rick Adams show. You had CPW in Scranton. You had WPW. You had all these shows within an hour and a half drive, right? That was great. You had a show to work every weekend. You had LVW in Allentown. You had the Samoan show in Allentown. So, like, all of us got to work multiple shows weekly. So like when I tell people the first 4 years of my career, I wrestled every weekend, nonstop, twice a week sometimes. I'm not joking. Sereni confirmed this because we also had ACW in Stevens, PA, or Denver, PA at that point, and stuff. I'll never forget that bump you took from that sucked. Okay, that bump sucked. And the chair shot that came after that sucked even well. And but let's be real, I deserved it because I was a young greenhorn that was excited to be in a hardcore battle royal, and someone that I have the most up to respect and love for, Jason Havoc, came out to me and goes, "Hey, you're not in the battle royal no more. It's me versus you." I'm like, at first I thought he was ribbing me, okay, because everybody ribbed me. Everybody loved to rib me because I was always one of those guys that never got mad about it. I was a good sport. So I'm thinking he's ribbing me. So I was like, "Are you sure? I thought I was in that." He goes, "No, you're facing me. Unless you don't want to." I was like, no, hell no. I'll work you. Absolutely. And he comes back 5 minutes later and goes, "Hey, by the way, it's a hardcore match now." And me not thinking that I screwed up at all. I knew I screwed up. When he body slammed me on the outside of an indoor hockey stadium, and it's a hard floor for roller skating, and Jason Havoc decided to do a senton off the apron of the ring to a hard floor. And when I say he landed all on me, he landed all on me. And Jason Havoc was, I want to say, he wasn't a small dude. He was
he was solid.
He was a big, solid boy.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a solid thud. And then the finish of the match was I took right after that, I went back in the ring. I had the chair. I swung. He ducked it. Rookie mistake. I had the wrong side facing my face. I had the bottom end facing me, and he punched it. Goose egged the shit out of me. And then the finish was me taking the chair shot. And when I say I don't remember anything after that chair shot, I don't remember anything after that chair shot because it knocked me out. I mean, set, straight, set, delivered, point, done. Hit, I buckled. There's videos of this all on YouTube, like of me getting literally murdered. But then I wrestled the next day at LVW with a concussion and didn't realize it. But thanks, Cliff, for bringing that up, man. I appreciate that. You know.
And apparently you like chopping.
Yeah. Yes. Listen. Oh, that's a great story, Linda. Thank you. That's funny. So I showed up at his school at the training center where they were, Linda and all them were training. Mike and all of them were training there, and I stopped him just to say hi. I had nothing to do that day. I was bored as shit. Hung out, and then freaking, we're all having a cigarette when I smoked at the time, and she's like, "I want you to chop me." I'm like, "No." She goes, "Yeah, I want you to chop me." And I'm like, "No." And then she goes, "Don't be a bitch, chop me." I'm like, "Okay." So I was like, "Which one, overhand or sideways?" She goes, "You pick. You don't give me options."
No, never.
So I literally put her head up and I was like, "Wow." But I'm also a good sport. I let her chop me back. And I'll tell you, she chops just like one of the men. That shit hurt.
That's like your dad ready to whoop your ass and tells you, "Boy, go out there and get me a branch off thing." No, Dad, you go get the branch you think. Like, no, Dad's gonna get the hardest branch out there to whoop your ass with.
But I did make someone cry when I chopped him before her, though, because I got called out by him too.
You bully! You bully!
Listen, don't call me out on chops and then don't expect me to do it. I didn't want to chop her because I didn't know, she wasn't my student. She was still a trainee.
Yeah.
The other guy has been in the ring multiple years. There's a difference.
Yeah.
New trainee, somewhat seasoned wrestler.
And you know what? And since we got Mr. CM Sereni in the room here, I believe me and him got to work 3 different occasions, I believe. And I'm going to say the last time was probably the best one that we worked. Because the first time, one of the first times it was, I believe it was a 6-man tag. We had Shane Douglas in that match for ACW. The second time was the match he mentioned in the comments here at the three-way with Smasher LeBlanc. It was a three-way, a triple threat, hardcore match, whatever. But the one we did up for Noof, it was one-on-one, and the thing is, we kept it old school. We kept it simple. We told a story, and the fans ate it. And we had a special referee for that evening. Cliff, I wonder if you remember, we had a guy by the name of Vince Bono was our referee.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he wasn't booked, so he donned the referee gimmick for the whole night. So, but we also had Tom Floyd was his manager, and just so happens in the corner of the room, Rhino was there, and he was watching our match. And as soon as we got back, he gave us props on our match. That, and I asked, was there anything wrong? Could we done anything different? But apparently, me and Cliff knocked it out the park. We hit everything on cue. We told the story. We got the crowd involved, and it went perfectly. So, thank you, Mr. Serini, for that night. I really much enjoyed that.
Look, I have faced Serini at least half a dozen times between singles and tag. I remember teaming with Rockin' Rebel against him and Twisted Tate. I remember facing Serini in Lewistown, way out that way, and it was an impromptu put us against each other, and that was a scary moment when he decided that he wanted to give me a superplex, and I was like, no, shit, let's just go. I kind of wanted to tuck my tail and run at that moment, but we're already up there, man. We're going. But I trusted Cliff, so it's not like I didn't trust him. I trusted him. It's just that I was scared to death to take that move. That's a big move.
Yeah, if you're uncomfortable, they usually say don't do something that that you never done before. But if
impromptu, call everything on the fly. Yeah. We literally called everything on the fly. If fans, you don't know what that is, don't worry. It's like being an impromptu comedian where literally everything is out. Yeah, no, there is nothing. You just randomly come up with stuff, and we randomly.
It's like that TV show. Whose line is it anyway?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're up there just killing it.
I will say this though, Matt Quay and me are 100% doing Saturday. He just confirmed.
Okay.
He's having a lot of connection issues. He's like, he goes, his internet went down, but it was back. And then it keeps going in and out. And he's saying he's very sorry. Not a big deal, Matt. We can do this again Saturday. We'll do a live interview, whether with Chio running the background or, me running one through, my page or someone else through Denver Sports running the Denver Sports StreamYards. Whatever we got to do, we'll get done. Or we'll film it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or it could be
whichever way we'll get it done.
Or it could be
get you out there
pre-recorded, just like how we did with Awesome Kong when she was on the Breakfast and Body Slam show. Then we spliced it and we put it in for a pre-recorded for Thursday night. We used it. So hey, we did what we had to do, and just so happens, after tonight, I will relabel this. I have to go through all my social media then and relabel this here, or just won't even use this here. Really, honestly, it'll just be out there, and we'll just, like I said, we'll just relabel the Matt Quay interview as being pre-recorded because I put a disclaimer up in the beginning before the show starts. So we'll do that. But Dennis, thank you for joining. Yeah, early night. Yo, it's like a show. We're in early.
No, that's not like a show. That's a lie. Hey, we're gonna start at 7:30 and be done by 9:30. Yeah, okay, 11:30 later on.
No, I'm talking about like
our shows. Oh.
No, when we go to get booked, I'm like, yo, put me on first. Can I get paid? Boom, done. Leave. Early night. I'm going home.
Yes. Oh, dude, I love being first. again, fans, if you want to know what wrestlers have their favorite matches, if they say they hate being the first match, they're liars.
Yeah, definitely.
I love being the first match. You know why? Because I'm the first wrestler. The fans get to watch in the ring, and I get to set the bar at a certain level and set the pace for the entire show. So if anybody after us fails, that's on them for not doing their job for you.
Then it gives us time to get our merch set up for intermission, so y'all can come buy our shit.
Yeah. But like Cliff said in there, though, he said, because we drove up together for this event. I wasn't even on the card. I just went for the ride.
Oh, that happens a lot.
I brought my gear. I was always taught to bring my gear. So I had a throwaway bag in his thing. And literally we got there and the promoter, Dylan Freidmeyer and Rob Knox were like, hey, Reaver, do you have your gear? I'm like, yeah, I always have my gear. All right, it's you versus Serena. You guys are wrestling each other in 3 minutes. What? Literally, that's how it went. And we're like, but the show don't start for like an hour and a half. They go, yeah, but you're going to be wrestling in 3 minutes. Okay. Me and Cliff have known each other that long to where literally we can go into the ring and just beat the hell out of each other and be perfectly fine. Always be ready for card change. Oh, absolutely. I've been on plenty of shows that cards have changed. But it's an early night. The Flyers are tied up again. God damn it. I need them to win.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that's the cue to take it home. So, but
we'll call it a night early.
Yeah.
So tune in Saturday. We'll keep everybody posted if it's going to be live or pre-recorded. If it's pre-recorded, we'll be able to add some things and special tokens in there. But yeah, I'm gonna promote the show that Matt Quay's on Saturday.
Yeah,
why not just come out and watch him wrestle? Because he is the future of this business. This man is talented in every way you could possibly think of professional wrestling. He has the it factor. He is that good. So it's called Atlantic All-Star Wrestling. It's called Beatdown. It's March 9th at 7 p.m. It's at Skid Row Academy, 1030 Delsea Drive, Westville, New Jersey, Building 4W. They have original ECW member Crowbar on the show. Matt Quay's on the show. If you're from the Jersey area, you already know South Philly's finest. If you're from the PA area, you already know who South Philly's finest. Darian Hardway is on the show. And the names just go on. But
it's literally people. If you're in the Philly area and you know South Philly and the Walt Whitman, it's 5 minutes over the bridge. Literally 5 minutes from South Philly. You just cross the bridge and you're there instantly, like nothing. So
yeah, it's not a far drive. What are the ticket prices? General admission is $20. Ringside's $25. Purchase online or at the door. Again, if you want to see why I'm saying this gentleman is the rising star of professional wrestling. He's a force to be reckoned with in professional wrestling because literally everywhere he's been at now, he's won a championship. He is that good.
He's still fresh in the business. He's still fresh in the business. And
I'm going to call it now. Within 5 years, I'm saying within 5 years, you should see him on your TV. That's how confident I am in that young man. That's why we want him on the show. That's how good he is. But it's also because he has great trainers teaching him how to actually do this job. Okay, I don't call this a hobby. This is a job.
And he gets it. The kid listens. He listens. So,
but Chio, it was fun hanging out with you for the 40 minutes with an impromptu show.
Yeah, we were only supposed to be like 10, 15 minutes, just give the spiel of what's coming up and to see, but we ended up everyone started chiming in and we started going with like we're like drunk sitting at the bar telling stories. Hey, you remember that time?
But this was only Sprite.
Yeah.
For McDonald's.
All right,
I'm out of here.
All right, cool beans. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry about Matt Quay not being here. Like Dennis said, it's gonna happen Saturday, whether live or pre-recorded. It will happen. You will get to see it. And stay tuned for Powerline Wrestling Podcast coming soon to a social media near you. And check us out this Sunday at 11 a.m. for Breakfast and Body Slams, as we will be doing our Scott Hall Razor Ramon tribute, as I will have other guests on with me, T, Joey Image. I got a hold of some great guys. I got a hold of Brian and Anthony from Tornado Tag Podcast. They will be on with us. I got a hold of Alex from HTW Network and Camp Leapfrog. He will be on with us. I reached out to 2 other people. Unfortunately, they're busy that day, but they're giving much love and much shout outs to us. And that's Rob Williams from the Bob Culture Podcast. He wanted to be here, but the Lord calls him first, since it's on a Sunday morning. And Tiffany Ann. And if you haven't listened to her stuff, please check her out online. She has nothing but interviews with stars galore. So tune in this Sunday, 11 a.m. for Breakfast and Body Slams. Check out all the Devereaux sports podcast teams. I'm Chio, the Irish Rican. I'm going way back since my MySpace days. The Chio, the Irish Rican. See, it says Irish-ish. Yes, I am, Dennis. Yes, don't give me that.
I'm Irish too, but like Irish Rican?
Yes, Irish Rican.
You know what? What if I'm the bearded raven, so I can't be
honestly, if people go and look up a MySpace account that says Chio the Irish Rican, they will find it, and it stays updated because it's connected to my Twitter, and my Twitter updates that. So I still live on MySpace. Probably. So with that being said, thank you, everybody. Hopefully to see you on any one of our following podcasts coming up, including the debuting Powerline Wrestling Podcast. We'll see you later. Thank you.
This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy.